he was on Martha's Vineyard for a couple of days, so he wasn't here. Right when we got to the end, and
tough life.
Yeah, and turned on the water, his wife was home, but he wasn't.
Uh-huh.
And he asked, so how does it look? How does it look? And she said, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. And he's worried.
Uh-huh.
What's going on? Because no, it's so beautiful. You have to see it. I'm not going to even send you a picture. You have to see it in person.
This is so inviting. So you can walk right out the back door, come right over here, and see this in here. Right on a busy road in, what town are we in?
Wellesley.
Wellesley, Massachusetts. So Jonathan, where are we at?
We're in Newton, Mass today, showcasing a pondless with some really cool bowls incorporated into a screen.
Okay, and this is a project that you rebuilt from a landscaper.
Yep, so we were called in to initially troubleshoot and fix.
Lead the way, uh-huh. Wow, look at this garden.
Too many issues with it, so we had to do a complete rebuild.
Okay, I'm Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. This is my channel, Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. It's all about showcasing how people live the aquascape lifestyle, and I'm with Falling Waterscapes, Jonathan Marston out here. We're part of Massa, are we in, buddy?
So about 20 minutes outside of Boston.
Beautiful, look at this. I love this. We got the bamboo, kind of like a little secret garden back here. Hey, yeah, go beneath the bamboo. Oh, I love it. Just a little spillway bowl and a pondless waterfall, huh? Now, when the landscaper built it, was it pond or a pondless?
It was a pondless. It was one of the small pondless kits. It was about
Look at that.
5-foot stream. There's no tapering into the landscape. It looked like a set of stairs coming down right at you.
Sure, and a lot of times a landscaper will do something and it's not really what they do. And so they're not like a specialist like Falling Waterscapes where they understand the design elements of it.
Yeah, exactly. And what was cool is with this, we didn't just solve this problem with the leaks, we redesigned it totally. And so he enjoys it more. He can see it and hear it more from inside. That's his kitchen right there.
Oh, the view from inside the house is so important. So you look right down here, boom. And that sound is just beautiful. I love it. It's tucked into this little corner here. You got a nice backdrop of a vertical element. You know, what's so nice about when you have shade like this, you could put the flowers right into the water and they'll just grow up there because this is like literally perfect dappled light. And so you did all the landscaping, the moss, the rock work, the logs, everything in here, right?
Everything in the feature. Oh, this is really cool too, Greg. So we like to put ferns directly into the feature in areas where we can.
Ferns, impatiens, everything, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They like moisture. So over here, these two ferns, we actually drilled a small hole in the bowl that's constantly watering them. You have to look a little, kind of get around here.
I love it.
But check it out.
The attention to detail.
This waters it.
Oh my gosh, you really did do that. It's like taking a leak.
Yeah.
The bowl is taking a leak onto the fern there.
Ghost ferns, yeah, Japanese painted ghost ferns. They're really cool and they like a lot of moisture.
So how did you learn so much? I mean, I would call it a fern. You're like, it's a Japanese painted fern. How do you know so much about plants? You didn't go to school for horticulture.
It's all an illusion. I know like 10 plants.
Oh, quit it.
my specialty's in the rock and the water.
Well, you know what? You do a good job with the aesthetics. I love the moss and just look at how natural this looks. Just absolutely spectacular. The log in here, right here. So 2 spillway bowls, and then you actually did another thing. I'm assuming that you drilled another hole for this waterfall. Actually, where's the water coming from? I can't really tell.
Yeah, so if you come back this way, you can see it bubbling out of the corner of the bowl. So you see that little bubble? We initially wanted to do one of the new aquascape spillways, the smaller 24 inches.
Yeah.
Those have been really convenient in really tight spaces, but this was just too tight. So we just took a pipe and created a miniature pre-filter over it, and it just comes right out.
Very creative. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take off my shoes to get in. What's this say? Grow old along with me. The best is yet to be. Oh, I like this dude. Okay, let's see. There it is, coming out there.
So what's cool about that stone, that was an anniversary gift, I believe, from his wife to him.
Uh-huh.
When we were building this, he was on Martha's Vineyard for a couple of days, so he wasn't here. Right when we got to the end, and
tough life.
Yeah, and turned on the water, his wife was home, but he wasn't.
Uh-huh.
And he asked, so how does it look? How does it look? And she said, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. And he's worried.
Uh-huh.
What's going on? Because no, it's so beautiful. You have to see it. I'm not going to even send you a picture. You have to see it in person.
And isn't that,
it was awesome to hear.
Isn't that fun as an artist to hear that?
It's great. It makes it very rewarding.
Well, it is spectacular. So what would be involved in a project like this?
So this project, we have a lot of bells and whistles. We have the moss, the ferns coming next to the bowls, 2 bowls of waterfall, and we even have lights. This is about a $12,000 to $15,000 project.
And what's it look like at night?
Nighttime, it's incredible. So underneath every one of these screens, we have a light. So the light dances around in here, catches onto the ferns and the impatiens. The same over here as well. So it's awesome. Everything is highlighted, and then this guy has a moonlight. Check it out up there. There's a light that...
Oh, I see it. Yeah, right there. Uh-huh. Nice.
So everything is highlighted, and it's really incredible.
We're just chilling out here. Joel walks out with his coffee. Good morning, Joel.
My mellow, relaxed, happy, been sitting by my fountain look in my face.
I love it. So tell me the story of this, because I know that you had another contractor build something, and then that's when you found Jonathan.
We initially built a fountain that was built incorrectly.
Yep.
And it kept on failing. We didn't know why it was failing, and then Jonathan got pulled in and realized that it had been constructed incorrectly. Jonathan came in and he said, let's get to work, and we literally designed it together. Jonathan laid out a scheme for me that I loved. So that was pretty cool, and it was really fun building it along the way. And the thing about Jonathan was, great listener. I mean, he would literally be out here staring at the rock play out. I mean, he'd like put it down, come back.
Of course.
I mean, you know, for hours.
Yeah, to see where the angles from the house and everything else.
Joel, you mentioned so many times how it's a feature that really engages you from inside. So I wanted to make sure that you're going to be able to see it, and we designed it to run year round. So come winter time,
Ice and
being able to see the ice is really cool.
So what compare and contrast the first fountain with Jonathan's fountain?
It was one flow. This has, well, really 4 or 5.
Yes.
The sound of water was important, and that's more pronounced now. We can hear it from in our bedrooms. The whole design of our house was to bring the outside in, and so with all this glass, being able to hear and see it
Amen.
from inside was essential. And year round, it was really disappointing to have to turn the fountain off for 4 months out of the year. It's in the weather, obviously, so we don't have to do that now, which is really, really nice.
Yep.
Just that my wife in particular loves the sound of water flowing. It's very peaceful for all of us. And, you know, my son will just sit out on the deck and just in the morning have his coffee and just listen. So it's really, really relaxing and peaceful and beautiful to see and listen. And I'm really looking forward to the icing with the water flowing around the icing. So.
And how about the maintenance? How's the maintenance been?
There's been no maintenance,
Nice.
basically.
So you'd recommend Falling Waterscapes to any of your friends?
Yeah, not just because of the design, because Jonathan listens very carefully to what you want. He really cares a lot about every last detail. I mean, I wanted a little bit more moss on one of the bowls that he installed, so he said, okay, so he went out to the woods.
Yep.
Started scraping moss. I mean,
We like customers when they want moss, because we like moss too.
who does that?
An artist does
That's
that.
actually one of the things I said to Jonathan. Initially, I thought it was you were building a fountain that would be pretty. And then I understand that this really is art to you. For me, it was a wonderful experience, and I'd totally recommend Jonathan. Big time.
Amen. Library closed. I hate these signs. This is a library, huh?
Yeah, this is the Fells Children's Library in Wellesley. So
Okay.
It's meant to be a very interactive library for children's age, you know, pretty much 2 through 10. And inside they have these beautiful murals, beautiful interactive murals, and they wanted to continue that theme out here.
You did it with some Mongolian basalt rocks.
Yep.
So you got aqua blocks down here.
Yep. We have a pretty big system so that they can minimize maintenance. And we try to make it very inviting for kids. So you can see they're going to have a gravel walkway here that the kids can just walk right into. They can put their hands in the water. You know, they can play around, step on these big stones, toss the rocks around. So it should be a very lively part of this soon-to-be amazing garden.
So when did you build this?
Built this a year ago.
Okay.
And I guess they've had some delays doing the rest of the project, but the plan is to have like a willow hut over there. I think a little reading area for the kids there.
I love it. This is so inviting. So you can walk right out the back door, come right over here, and see this in here. Right on a busy road in, what town are we in?
Wellesley.
Wellesley, Massachusetts.
It was all lawn here before. We came in with a machine, scraped it down, put in a large reservoir, and then brought in some really big character boulders to anchor the feature and connect it with what else is going to be here.
So what would a feature like this from Falling Waterscapes run?
This is about a $13,000 project.
And it will run year round, right? Because you got a big basin?
Yep.
So it looks good in the wintertime too. Lit up at night. Fantastic thing for the kids to interact with. Good job, buddy.
Thanks. So like we were saying earlier, this space here is designed to be very interactive for the kids. So rather than just make it interactive outside, one thing that's going to be happening is this door that goes into the library, they're going to replace it with the glass door. So you can see the columns and the water moving from inside as well, blurring that line between inside space and outdoors. So it's interesting, the muralist who did all these incredible murals inside of the Fells Library, he's the one who recommended us to do this water feature. Before, they weren't even considering a water feature as part of the design back here. And when they looked at it, they realized they were missing that lively piece, that centerpiece that was gonna actually bring people out and captivate kids' imagination, and adults too. So that's where the water feature came in, and the muralist actually suggested us. So artists working together to help create the bigger picture.